For the first time in months, Taylor Swift doesn't rule the Billboard 200. The singer had been running the show on the most important albums chart in the US since early May. She faced tough competition from a number of superstars, but one of the most successful rappers ever turned out to be the one who ended her winning streak. Eminem debuts his new album The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace, at number 1 on this week's Billboard 200. As the hip-hop powerhouse launches his latest set atop the tally, he stops Swift from making history. Swift's The Tortured Poets department currently shares the record for the second most weeks at number 1 from a title's debut in first place. She is tied with Morgan Wallen, whose One Thing at a Time managed the same feat before stepping down. With a 12th week at number 1 without ever dipping from that position, Swift broke out of her match with Whitney Houston. Until The Tortured Poets department spent its dozenth week on top, the two women were tied for the honor of having the longest-running leader on the Billboard 200 from its debut at number 1, as Houston's managed 11 frames in charge from its arrival until it finally ceded control over the list back in the 80s. Taylor Swift expressed her heartfelt gratitude to her fans after her 11th album, The Tortured Poets department, achieved a new career milestone. The album has secured its 12th consecutive week at the top of the Billboard 200 chart, a feat that left the pop star completely blown away. Following a series of sold-out performances at Veltins Arena in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, Swift, 34, took to Instagram to share her excitement and appreciation. "I am completely blown away by what you've done. It stayed at number 1 for the first 12 weeks of its release, and that's never happened to an album of mine before, not even close." She gushed. "You're just the greatest." Swift also gave a special shout-out to her Gelsenkirchen audiences, describing them as amazing and thoughtful. She praised the creative efforts of her fans who brought signs, paper hearts, and DIY willow orbs made from balloons and phone flashlights to her concerts. There were signs and paper hearts, the Betty wave, and tons of DIY willow orbs. "Thank you," she wrote. During her performance of Willow from the *Evermore album, hundreds of fans held up their makeshift orbs, creating a magical atmosphere. Videos captured from every section of the arena, including the nosebleeds, showed attendees participating in the project. Taylor Nation, Swift's in-house marketing team, shared footage of the fan initiative on social media. According to USA Today, the number of orbs increased each night of her 3-day concert run in Gelsenkirchen. Swift acknowledged the touching gesture before her acoustic set, saying, "There have been people bringing balloons to the Eras tour to make their own orbs for Willow. I was cracking up the whole time. You guys are so thoughtful." The Tortured Poets department marks Swift's first album to stay at the top of the Billboard 200 chart for 12 straight weeks. This achievement surpasses her previous records with 1989 and Fearless, which each held the top spot for 11 weeks. Additionally, Swift broke a long-standing record held by Whitney Houston, whose second album, Whitney, spent 11 weeks at number 1 in 1987. With this latest accomplishment, Swift continues to solidify her status as one of the music industry's most influential and beloved artists, thanks in large part to the unwavering support of her loyal fans.